Hey everyone, this is Crazyhouse here, and I'm going to talk about the little controversy that's been going on Twitter of what should I call this person? What could I call this person without being too derogatory? Uh, I'll call them a soy simp. That'll be my simple name for them. That way, we can get through this without any type of hate speech strikes or whatever, right? So this person decided to come at the very well-known artist J Scott Campbell and take some of his artwork and quote-unquote fix it. And so J Scott Campbell, in one of the few times where a major artist has replied to one of these numbskulls on social media, decided to go ahead and critique this person's fix. So that's what we're going to talk about today, folks, on this edition of Chris Crazy Commentary. If you like my channel and you like this type of commentary, as well as like my art and animation videos, please make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like the video and make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you know when I upload any new content to this channel. Also, if you'd like to follow me on other parts of social media, all my links will be posted in the description box as well as the comment section. If you want to support Chris Crazyhouse here on YouTube, all you gotta do is go to my online store. I have all of my original comic books, coloring books, stickers, and posters available now at my Chris Crazyhouse online store. Once again, the link will be provided in the description and in the comments section. And as always, another way to support the channel is to become a Patreon of Chris Crazyhouse. All you gotta do, go to patreon.com/Chris Crazyhouse and sign up $5. And not only will you become a Patreon of me, you will also get access to exclusive content created just for my Patreon. So that's exclusive artwork, exclusive desktop and mobile background art. You will also get exclusive coloring pages that you can download and print out and color for yourselves. And you can also get exclusive clip art that you can download and use in whatever way you see fit. So all of that you can get, and all it takes is $5 a month, and once again it helps me out a lot. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's get down to tax here, folks, and talk about the artist J Scott Campbell striking back at this soy simp. So first of all, just let me give a quick background on my familiarity with J Scott Campbell. I've been a big fan of his artwork since I was in high school. I remember first when Gen 13 came out. I was not as big of a fan then. I knew of him and I liked his artwork, but he would not be on any type of top 10 list as far as artists go. But then again, he was just starting out, so you know that's no big deal, right? Sometimes people don't start out at 100%, but I thought at that point, his artwork was almost a little bit more derivative of what people like Jim Lee and Scott Williams were already doing. It was not until J Scott Campbell came out with his own original concept, Danger Girl, where I really became a fan of his, and I'm a big fan of the Danger Girl property. I have the original run of Danger Girl, all of the first printing of the first issues that came out. I also own the deluxe edition that has extra scenes and is also printed out in a larger format. I have the actual original sketchbook for Danger Girl that came out, I can't remember what year it came out in, but I have that original sketchbook, and I also have an autographed copy of the first issue of Danger Girl. So I'm a big fan, obviously, of that work. It's a crazy eclectic combination of James Bond, Charlie's Angels, and G.I. Joe. So those are all things that I like as far as pop culture goes, and J Scott Campbell kind of combined all those things into the concept of Danger Girl. And it's a fun comic book series. If you've never read it before, I highly recommend it. But even more towards after that, J Scott Campbell is mostly known now for doing covers and doing maybe just more, specialized pinups of female characters in comic books. So that's what he's almost become, one of those guys that's known for drawing girls in more of a pinup style. And he has a very interesting style in and of itself. He's evolved a lot over the years. If you guys remember him from all the way back in the 90s up to where he is now, it's amazing to see his transitions as an artist. But over the last, I would say maybe the last 10 years or so, he's come out under a lot of criticism from these neo-puritan that you see on social media, who apparently, while they claim they support women and how women will dress sexy or look sexy, and you should not say anything bad about women that do this stuff. But apparently, if you draw women like this, if you draw women that look sexy or look good or have a certain shape, then you are the Antichrist in full embodiment. You are the most evil, toxic, misogynistic male ever to breathe air, and you must be taken down a peg. And like I said, J Scott Campbell, he's one of the artists who's come under a lot of attack by these types of people. Now, other artists like Milo Manara and Frank Cho, they sort of make fun of these types of people and push back. And I've done a very classic video. In fact, that video went viral a couple of years ago when I talked about how Frank Cho retaliated against these types of people. And J Scott Campbell has come out now and done his own way of striking back. While Frank Cho would actually make fun of these people in his comics, what J Scott Campbell has decided to do is critique the people who are quote-unquote fixing his artwork and give a formal art critique of their work. And I could not think of a better way of opposing these types of people and pushing back and crushing the souls of these neo-puritan, aka soy simps out there. Because I believe it was a male who did this, but of course the person refers to themselves as non-binary Mertens, and that in and of itself is an issue, in my opinion. There's this, I don't know what's wrong with a lot of the young men nowadays. I really don't. To me, it actually is a problem. I can understand if pinup type art or sexy girls or whatever is not your genre, if this is not something that you like or something that you don't gravitate towards, that's fine. But to go out of your way to criticize it and try to make it seem like the person who makes it or people who like it, there's something wrong with them or they're bad, you're really judging straight men for liking attractive women? Is that where you're going with it? Like you don't want any type of criticism given to you in what you find attractive, or you don't want any criticism given to you and your lifestyle, but you will criticize and try to tear down and make it seem like there's something wrong with us, even though what we find and what we like has been the norm for the since the dawn of humanity. But you're trying to make it seem like there's something wrong with us, and I have a problem with that. I mean, like I said, be into whatever you're into, but don't try to tear down someone else based on what they like, right? So when J Scott Campbell made the pushback, it got a lot of attention from a lot of people out there, and a lot of his peers, are kind of giving him the thumbs up, and a lot of people in the art community are giving him the thumbs up as well, because at this point, most people are tired of it. We're tired of this criticism of certain types of artwork or the way things might have been. Like I said, there's plenty of different types of comic books and different types of artwork out there. You can always find your niche. You don't have to tear down someone else's concepts or however they draw. And the main piece of artwork that people were upset about and had their panties in a bunch about is some artwork that J Scott Campbell drew of Mary Jane, who's Spider-Man's girlfriend and his wife later on in the comics. I guess he drew her too sexy sitting on the couch, and this person had a problem with that, and he decided to redraw it and fix it, as he said. And so J Scott Campbell took that picture and did a real artist critique of the fixing, and went all the way in on just how ridiculous his fixes were. Obviously, this person does not know how to draw. They had to take J Scott Campbell's artwork and try to tweak it in Photoshop. And this person probably has no art skills. And once this started receiving attention, Mr. Non-Binary Soy Simp decided to take his post down. And some people are now riding to his defense, saying, well, he's probably just a young kid, or he's not an adult. You people shouldn't be criticizing him or getting on him about this. So now all of a sudden, they're trying to almost make it seem like you're bullying Soy Simp for criticizing him for his criticism. And I really don't like that, and that's what prompted me to even do this video. I was just going to just look at it, make a comment on it on social media, on Twitter and Facebook, and then just leave it alone. But when I see people trying to cover their tracks and run scared and then trying to twist it, I don't like that. Okay, if you're going to well, I can't say you're man enough to come out and criticize. I'll say if you're going to be forceful enough to come out and criticize someone based on their art, you gotta be fully prepared to take the slangs and arrows on yours. Okay, don't come out talking mess if you can't take the criticism. That's the thing about these folks. They're very critical. They're overly critical of everything. But you can't even sneeze in their direction without them being triggered or have a mental breakdown or start crying about being bullied, cyberbullied, or whatever. You see what I'm saying? That's a problem. And to me, that's actually a mental condition that some of these people have, to where they can be hypercritical of other folks to the point of being rude and disrespectful. But when you push back against them and you criticize them, then all of a sudden their feelings are hurt. And you have to be stopped. You have to curb your criticism of them. You can't say anything back to them, because that's going to hurt their feelings. They're going to boo-hoo, they're going to cry, and they're going to start getting suicidal and everything else, right? That's a problem. As the old saying goes, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. You can't just be poking the bear and not expect to get bit yourself. And that's why I call them the soy simp, because like I said, a lot of these people are just weak-minded and weak-willed altogether. And if they're so hypercritical and don't like someone else's artwork, they feel they have the right to tear it down and to criticize the actual person making it and impugn their character. But when we start looking at you, it's obvious you're the one with the character flaws. It's almost like you're projecting onto other people the flaws that you have in yourself. You're actually projecting it out onto other people. And like I said, it's just one of those things where I'm just tired of seeing it. It makes me sick. I've gone through it myself, just on a smaller scale. So obviously I don't like it. And I'm glad that there's actually some pushback out there. Now imagine this. Imagine if people like myself or other major artists like J Scott Campbell or Frank Cho, if we wasted our time, because that's basically what it would be for us, if we wasted our time looking at all these fanboys and their artwork and these soy simps. If we looked at all their artwork, or these ultra feminists, if we looked at all their artwork and just tore it down and made critiques of it and said that we were going to fix it, imagine if we all decided to do that. We would be said that we were bullying these people. We would be called toxic and misogynist and whatever other terms and nonsensical words they can make up for us. We'd be the most horrible people on earth if we spent all of our time doing to them what they do to us. And we went around giving them negative reviews, or giving them the thumbs down, or saying we're going to fix their work, or try to get their work banned from other places because we don't like it. This is what's happened to people like myself with my coloring books. It's happened to people like J Scott Campbell. It's happened to Frank Cho. It's happened to Milo Banara. It's happened to Sakimi-chan, who is a female artist who draws like sexy anime characters. She draws sexy male and female anime characters, but they only seem to have the problem with the female characters, apparently. So that's what I'm saying. Is like it's this weird bunch of folks on social media that attack people like us artists. They just won't let us do the art that we want to do and that people seem to enjoy, obviously, because there are lots of people who pay for it. So why should we have to curb ourselves or change ourselves or quote unquote fix ourselves and what the artwork that we do, when it's really just a small minority of loud mouths, people who are hypercritical, who are extremely emotional, and who have all types of personality flaws in and of themselves. Why should we have to listen to them when they can't take any type of criticism when we turn the tables on them? You folks let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. I would very much like to hear what you have to say about this subject. Anyway, Chris Crazyhouse signing out. Peace.